Hello my dear students. In last video we learned about three basic components of cell. We learned that every cell has plasma membrane around it to keep its own content separate from outer environment. We also learned about prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells have nuclear membrane as well as membrane bound organelles. This is one of the feature of eukaryotic cell over prokaryotic cells. Inside the cell, there are different components of cell performing different activities to keep cell alive and functional. We called it as cell organelles. In eukaryotic cell, all these cell organelles are membrane bound, means having covering of membrane to keep their activities separate from each other. So, we can define cell organelles as membrane bound structures which performs chemical activities to support cellular life. We have talked about nucleus, cytoplasm and plasma membrane. In this video, we will discuss about some more important cell organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, mitochondria, plastid, lysosomes and vacuoles. So, let's start with first organelle, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is channels or network of transport of cell. It is a membranous network of tube-like structures extending from nuclear membrane to plasma membrane. It is absent in prokaryotic cells and matured RBCs, red blood cells of mammals. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum looks rough under microscope because particles called ribosomes attach to its surface. See, this is diagram of endoplasmic reticulum. This portion is rough endoplasmic reticulum. When we observe cell under microscope, this portion appears or this part of endoplasmic reticulum appears rough because of ribosomes are present on its surface, are attached to its surface. So these particles are nothing but the ribosomes. Ribosomes are the sites of protein manufacture, and proteins are the basic building block of cell. So it is important content of cell. Proteins manufactured by ribosomes are then sent to different places in the cell depending on need using endoplasmic reticulum. As it is channels or network of transport of cell, the manufactured proteins are sent with the help of endoplasmic reticulum. So this rough endoplasmic reticulum helps for protein synthesis. Now this part is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which lacks ribosomes, and it helps in manufacture of lipids. So students, remember, rough endoplasmic reticulum helps for protein synthesis and smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps for lipid synthesis. Lipids and proteins are useful in building cell membrane. This process is called as biogenesis. So, with the help of lipids and proteins, cell membrane, plasma membrane is formed, and that process is called as biogenesis. Some proteins and lipids forms enzymes, and some proteins and lipids form hormones. Now we will discuss about function of endoplasmic reticulum. It helps in synthesis of lipids and proteins. It gives internal support to cell. It helps in transport of various substances from nuclear membrane to plasma membrane and from plasma membrane to nuclear membrane. So it serves as channels. Endoplasmic reticulum also functions as a cytoplasmic framework, providing a surface for biochemical activities. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum plays important role in detoxification of poisons and drugs in liver cell of vertebrates. Next organelle is Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus is department of packaging and distribution of materials of the cell. It was first described by Camillo Golgi and so named as Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies. Golgi apparatus is system of membrane bound vesicles. Vesicles means sac-like structures arranged parallel to each other in stacks called cisterns. So here we can see the Golgi apparatus which is arranged, which are the sac-like or vesicles which are arranged parallel to each other and in the form of closed stacks. It is single membrane structure. Membranes of Golgi apparatus often have connection with endoplasmic reticulum, with the membrane of endoplasmic reticulum, forming complex cellular membrane system. See, the membrane of Golgi apparatus is in connection with endoplasmic reticulum because endoplasmic reticulum is the network of transport of cell and Golgi apparatus is the department of packaging and distribution. Whatever proteins and lipids manufactured in endoplasmic reticulum, it is stored in Golgi apparatus for some times and then with the help of Golgi apparatus packaging and distribution of it is carried out and so membrane of Golgi apparatus and membrane of endoplasmic reticulum are connected. Now we will see functions of Golgi apparatus. Its main function is to store, modify, package and dispatch the substances synthesized near endoplasmic reticulum. Means the lipids and proteins manufactured in ER are get stored, modified and then dispatched to various target sites and inside and outside the cell through Golgi apparatus. In some cases, it involved in synthesis of cell wall, plasma membrane and lysosomes. Material like enzymes, proteins are modified, packed and sent to lysosomes. Lysosomes carry it to cell membrane by and use it to repair or regenerate the cell. So, Golgi apparatus plays important role in synthesis of cell wall, plasma membrane and lysosomes. Cells of glands have more number of Golgi bodies because it secretes some secretions like enzymes and hormones. So, for packing of such substances, number of Golgi bodies are more in number in glands. So, the glands in our body is having, the cells of glands in our body are having more number of Golgi bodies. In some cases, complex sugar may be made from simple sugar in Golgi bodies. So, it converts simple sugar into complex sugar. Next organelle is ribosome. These are extremely small, dense, spherical bodies which occur freely in the matrix, that is cytosol, or remain attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. These are made up of ribonucleic acid and proteins, means these are made up of RNA and proteins. Function of ribosome is they play a major role in the synthesis of protein. So, protein is most important part of cell. It is the basic building block of cell and the synthesis of protein is carried out with the help of ribosomes. Next organelle is mitochondria. It is energy provider of cell. Mitochondria are rod-shaped organelles. It is double membrane bound structure. Its outer membrane is smooth and porous, while inner membrane has number of folds called cristae. Between the folds of inner membrane, large surface area is created in which ATP, adenosine triphosphate generation reaction takes place. See, this is the structure of mitochondria. It is having double membrane This one is the outer membrane. This is inner membrane. It is highly fold structure to increase the surface area for the ATP molecule, to store ATP molecule. ATP, long form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. It is energy currency of the cell. From this ATP molecule, energy is generated which is required for cellular activity. Mitochondria have their own DNA and ribosomes. We can see here this green part is the DNA of mitochondria. It is having its own DNA and ribosomes. Students, remember that mitochondria is double membrane structure having its own DNA and ribosomes. Now we will discuss about functions of mitochondria. Mitochondria are sites of cellular respiration and hence provide energy for cell activity. As the cellular respiration takes place, the respiration, due to this respiration reaction, energy is generated and so it provides energy for the vital activities of living cell. Mitochondria are known as powerhouse of the cell because energy required for various chemical activities needed for life is released by mitochondria in the form of ATP molecules. ATP is known as energy currency of the cell. Body uses energy stored in ATP for making new chemical compounds and for mechanical works. As it has its own DNA and ribosomes, so mitochondria produce their own proteins. Next organelle is plastid. Plastids are present only in plant cells and absent in animal cells. There are numerous membrane layers inside the plastid embedded in material called stroma. Like mitochondria, plastid also have their own DNA and ribosomes. So remember, mitochondria and plastids are having their own DNA and ribosomes and so it can synthesize protein. Plastids are of three types. Chloroplast. The plastid containing green pigment chlorophyll are known as chloroplasts. So simply chlorophyll containing plastid are called as chloroplast. Chloroplasts are important for photosynthesis in plants. It also contains yellow and orange pigment in it. Next one is chromoplast. These are the colorful plastid, and leucoplast. These are the colorless plastids. We'll see function. See this diagram which shows all three type of plastids. Chloroplast, green color pigment, due to this green color pigment, leaves and stem appears green in color. Chromoplast. This chromoplast is colorful plastid. It contains different colors pigment and so due to this chromoplast, flowers and fruits are having different attractive colors. And next one is leucoplast, which is white or colorless. Now see the function. Chloroplasts trap solar energy and utilize it to manufacture food for the plants by the process of photosynthesis. So it is also known as kitchen of cell. Function of chromoplast is chromoplast impart colors to flowers and fruits. It helps to attract insects for pollination. Because of attractive colors of flowers, insect get attracted towards it and it helps for the process of pollination. Leucoplast helps in storage of food in the form of starch, proteins, fats and oils. Next one is lysosomes. Lysosome is department of cleanliness of cell. Lysosomes are small, spherical, membrane bound, sac-like structures which contain several digestive enzymes. Enzymes are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum Through Golgi apparatus, it comes and stored into lysosomes. Lysosomes are found in eukaryotic cells, mostly in animal cell. See, this is the structure of lysosome. This is the outer membrane, and in this the hydrolytic enzymes are present for the digestion of food and other substances. Function of lysosome. Lysosomes are a kind of waste disposal system of cell. It helps to keep cell clean by digesting foreign substances and worn out or dead cell organelles. Lysosome breaks down the foreign materials entering the cell, such as bacteria or food, as well as old organelles, into the small pieces. So any foreign substance or food or dead or old cell organelles are broken down with the help of lysosomes, as it contains powerful hydrolytic enzymes, or as it contains strong digestive enzymes. During the disturbance of cellular metabolism, for example, if cell get damaged, lysosome may burst and the enzymes present in it digest their own cell, and so lysosomes are known as suicidal bags of cell. Another one is vacuoles. Vacuoles are liquid or solid filled membrane bound sacs. In plant cell, vacuoles are large, prominent, and in animal cells, vacuoles are small in size and temporary. In mature plant cells, the central vacuole occupies 50 to 90% of cell volume. So, other cell organelles including nucleus shift towards the plasma membrane. Vacuoles in plant cell have cell sap. Cell sap is liquid inside central vacuole that serves as storage of materials and provide mechanical support, especially to the non-woody plant. See, this is the structure of vacuole, central vacuole of plant cell. The outer membrane of this plant cell, the outer membrane of this vacuole is called as tonoplast. So this membrane of vacuole is called as tonoplast. It contains the cell sap. Cell sap is the liquid which gives support, mechanical support to the cell, especially in non-woody plants, and also it stores the material. Now we will see function of vacuoles. The main function of vacuole is storage of important substances such as amino acids, sugars, organic acids and proteins. As it is full of cell sap, gives rigidity and turgidity to cell, especially in non-woody plants. See, vacuole is filled with cell sap, and so this cell sap gives mechanical strength to the non-woody plants. In some unicellular organisms such as in amoeba ingest food by forming food vacuole. So amoeba use plasma membrane, flexible plasma membrane to capture the food, then it stores that food in the food vacuole. In food vacuole it digests the food. In some unicellular organism, for expelling water and waste, specialized vacuoles are there, called contractile vacuoles. So students, this is all about different cell organelles. Cell with all its cell organelles and specific membrane can perform different functions to sustain life. Hence, it is basic fundamental unit of life. This is the diagram of animal cell having prominent nucleus at the center and all cell organelles which we learn except plastid and cell wall. Plastid and cell wall are present only in plant cell. This one is the plant cell having large central vacuole, due to which nucleus is shifted towards plasma membrane. So this is large central vacuole, and due to which this nucleus is shifted towards the plasma membrane. In plant cell, lysosomes are absent. This is the diagram of plant cell and animal cell. Most of cell organelles are common in plant cell and animal cell, such as cell membrane is present in both the cell, nucleus, nucleolus, smooth and rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, vacuoles, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus. All these are common cell organelles which we can see in plant cell also and in animal cell also. But there are some organelles which are present in only plant cell and only in animal cell. So, chloroplast or plastid, cell wall and large vacuoles are present in plant cell only. Also, in plant cell, flagella is present only in gametes. In animal cell, cell wall is absent, vacuoles are small in size and large in number, plastids are absent, flagella is present in many animal cells. This is difference between plant cell and animal cell. See, the size of plant cell is larger in dimension as compared to animal cell. So, plant cell is large in size as compared to animal cell. Animal cells are smaller in size. The plant cell is covered over by rigid cell wall made up of cellulose. While in animal cell, cell wall is absent. The outer limiting membrane is plasma membrane or cell membrane made up of phospholipids. Plant cells are rigid. They do not change the shape. As cell wall is there, plant cells are rigid. Animal cells can change the shape. Plastids are present which contain photosynthetic pigment in plant cell, and plastids are absent in animal cell. A large central vacuole is present in plant cell. In animal cell, large vacuoles are absent. In animal cell, small vacuoles are there which are more in number. In plant cell, nucleus is pushed to one side due to vacuoles. Thus, it is peripheral. While in animal cell, nucleus is central. Lysosomes are absent in plant cell. Lysosomes are present in animal cell. Plant cells do not burst when kept in hypotonic solution due to cell wall, as cell wall helps plant cell to withstand osmotic pressure. So, plant cell do not burst in hypotonic solution. As animal cell is not having cell wall, if it is kept in hypotonic solution, it can burst. So, this is all about plant cell and animal cell, structure of plant and animal cell, difference between plant cell and animal cell. Students, I hope you understood the topic. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.